Hello, hi, this is Ryan Ahmed with you, and this is lesson 13 in Haskell programming language. And this lesson I'm going to talk more about lists. Okay, now you would be wondering why I'm leaving factorial. It's just there just for you to remind you of the need of recursions, and lists deal so much with recursions, and we need them. Okay, now let's imagine that I want to multiply and double every element in the list. Okay, so we have to multiply it by 2 every element in the list. Okay, so now let's define double list. Okay, which is the function that will double every element in the list. Okay, and it should take a list of integers, okay, to give me finally a return value of an integer of a list. Okay, now the basic thing is when I have an empty list like this, it should give me an empty list. Okay, because if I multiply 2 by an empty list, okay, it's not really multiplying by 0, but as if you multiplied by 0. Okay, so now when I want to use that double list, okay, function, it should take a list, of course, but I must re-express the list as its first element, as its head, cons, you know, the colon is the cons, is the addition of or adding an element to the list on its start, okay, on its head, okay, to give me the rest as an x, okay, after the cons. So this is the starting element which I added on the top of the list, and this is the rest of the list. Okay, and of course, because I want to multiply every element, so I'll take 2 times n, which is the first element here. Okay, and I use the same function again as a recursive way to double the rest of the list. Okay, so I will go back and, you know, dissect it into different elements, okay, and separate elements. So therefore I got double list. So this will double every element in the list. Okay, but we must go for a general case which should take every element in that list. Okay, so I must have a function called multiply list, which is this one. Okay, and it should take the first element m, which is the multiplier. Okay, and this is the list that I want to multiply by m, okay, a number m. So the base case is if I have anything here that's multiplying the list, and imagine that list is empty, okay, it should give me an empty list. It's the same case as if I'm getting here. Okay, so I will make another function, like instead of typing 2 times n, I must type m times n, but it's better that I define a separate function underneath where here called multiply by m, okay, and takes the multiplier, okay, or the element that's going to be multiplied with, okay, m times x. Cool. So x here will be n. Okay, and this is m is always fixed. Okay, so and the rest I'll do the same thing that I've done with double list here. Okay, same n, but taking the rest of the list. Okay, so it will iterate and do its recursion, you know, and of course it will multiply, but still this is not a good way to do. So Haskell guys made a function that can take any function, okay, and make it take the contents of that list and apply it on every element of that list, and to give me finally a list. Okay, so it's called map. Okay, and this is map. Okay, now imagine that I want to multiply by 2 again a list L. Okay, now this is a list. Okay, now this list goes by that the first element is 5, the next element is 4, and goes down until 1. Okay, now this way of writing means that it should take the first element, the second element, get the difference between them, and find it. Use that difference as the incremental to make the rest of the list using the double dot. Okay, and it will move on and move on and move on until finding the final element in the list. Okay, so this is equivalent to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, of course, yes, there should be a comma. Okay, so now I said to you that map should take a function to be applied on the list. Okay, L. Now the product or any calculation function, okay, like operation, multiplication, subtraction, division, all those operators, okay, if I want to transform them or look at them as a function, remember from the infix operators lesson, okay, we use this operator between the parentheses, and then this is the second, or this is the value that I want to multiply with, okay, and it will go all over the list and multiply every element in the list. Okay, as I said to you, you can use the plus minus division. Okay, so the result will be a list. Okay, so to print it out using put string line, okay, I use show, then I use the result, which holds the result of this calculation, and of course, because the result is an integer, I must cast it as an integer, so show will print it out as a string. Okay, and when it's between those square brackets, it means it's a list of integers. Okay, so this is how mapping works. Cool. And that's it. There's nothing much I should say. Please just subscribe to the channel just to get and be updated, and press likes and click the ads. That's all. Thanks for watching.